Hey folks, Elaine Marolakos Edelson here with AstrologyMojo. Want to help you get your mojo back. How is everyone doing today? Come say hello to me. We're talking about the full moon in Virgo, and it's really not the full moon that's doing anything to you except maybe altering the water in your body. Sometimes we feel a little full. Sometimes we feel a little sad. Sometimes we feel a little, I don't know, energized or sleepy. Everybody feels it differently. But this particular full moon, today is February 22nd. It would have been my mom's 93rd birthday today. Hey, Mom. I still hear from her. Let me see. I'm just looking for the degree of the moon. Did I miss it? What did I miss? I can't see it on my calendar. Anyway, it is a leap year this year. Isn't that unusual? You know, the calendars changed in 1582. They went from Julian to Gregorian. And in October of 1582, they lost 2 weeks. Yeah, they just switched calendars and yeah. No, there's 2 weeks missing. They went from October 4th to the 15th, something like that. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Okay, so what happens during a Virgo full moon? Well, typically Virgo represents the part of us that is very critical in thinking, and also the part of us that is very organized and or needs to help others in community service, and or is hypercritical. So the idea of perfectionism is great. So therefore the idea of loss is greater when we don't meet that standard. So it's not just if you're a Virgo or a Virgo rising or Virgo moon, it's about the energy itself. You know, I'm going to find Yasmin Volins gifted me her cards once a few years back, the Moonology cards, and I will pull a card from that later on. But hey, Christy's here. Hi. I've been sneezing, so doing my best not to. It's the season here. So with Virgo full moon, we're looking at the what part of us is really bent on getting something right or deflecting our own behavior onto someone else or another topic and saying, yeah, they didn't get it right. You know, I could do it better. We all do that to some degree. But I want you to just take the energy of what's happening and think about, how do I feel right now? How do I feel right now? Am I sad? Am I thinking I'm not altering something that I should be changing? What personal issues are coming to light that are still not resolved? How do I feel about this thing? What do I want to do about this thing? Critical thinking is important, and it comes in, you know, more during full moons, but also so does fatigue and spaciness and happy giddy, happy-go-lucky. So, and here's something really fascinating about tides during full moons. The earth does a wobble. It wobbles. So does the moon. And we are taught that the tide comes in and then goes out. Actually, it's the earth that wobbles and therefore pushes things out or pulls things in. So we're, you know, the perspective that you have of something might change when you're taught something else. Like the first time I realized that below the equator, if you flushed your toilet, it went in the opposite direction. What? Really? Is that a thing? Yes, of course it's a thing. So you might have a belief, let's say, that a person is a certain way and they're a certain way with you. Or you might have a belief that a certain ideology, this is what you believe, this is you value this thing, whatever this thing is. And then suddenly, I think it's called cognitive bias. And someone comes along and says something different. And you know, have a little head snap and go, really? I don't know that that's true. And so you immediately start the process of, well, let me think about that. Or it's immediate, no, that's not a thing. The process by which you judge and evaluate, this is what I was talking about last week, is going to come up even more now. So I want you to look at how you feel about something. Oh, and also let me just show you what's going on in the world, astrologically speaking here. You don't need me. And this would tell it even better. Right now we have a moon in Leo, and it is opposing Venus and Mars, that energy. And an opposition is a pull, it's a draw. Do you feel drawn to do something, but yet pulled in another direction? It can be you're the only one in the room. And, oh, I really want to sit down, but I should clean out the closet. You know, the shoulds come into play big time during a Virgo full moon. And also they should have called me to tell me they weren't coming at 5, and and I wouldn't have done this thing. So the idea of, oh, it's got to be perfect. Okay, you know what, folks? Here's my definition of perfection. And that is, if you are in your heart coming from a place of compassion in as many moments as possible, even if you're not, you're already in a state of perfection. It's already there. There's no getting it right. There's doing it the way you want to do it or not. That's it. So where does critical assessment come in? Well, if you look at a car and you want to buy that car, but it's pre-owned. Someone else sat their butt in that seat before you, and you're not sure you want it. So you do your research, you talk to people, you go online, you look at blue books, so there's a critical assessment. That's not what I'm talking about. You'll have more of that this week too. But when you look in the mirror and say, oh God, I just, what happened? My wrinkles, or, something's happening to me and I don't like it. Or I wish I had said something to that person, that community, that industry, that whatever. And I didn't. And then you judge yourself for it. And you put yourself down for it, or you're putting someone else down. This is what I was talking about last week leading up to now. And so the moon is it's a moody little thing. And so it moves very quickly, 2.5 days at most. It's in one constellation. So it's moving into Virgo next after Leo. And so that's when there's going to be an opposition to the sun. Oh, by the way, we're in the constellation of Pisces right now. So to all you Pisces birthday people, happy birthday to you. And okay, so when the moon is in Virgo, it will be opposing the sun. So if you have any masculine, feminine issues, if you're wondering, God, am I bi? Am I straight? Am I gay? I don't know. And you feel disturbed, be kind to yourself. If you're looking at, I'm looking at a photo album, of my parents, and they got divorced when I was 3, and, I'm a single mom, and this is how it feels now. And you start to notice the web of threads that lead up to dissension between masculine and feminine. And you might say, well, with this group of people, I'm really laid back and quiet and calm. With that group of people, I'm like the leader, and I'm, Joan of Arc taking charge. So you want to look at your extremes coming up, so I like to get in ahead of things so that you can make the most of it. So, Christy's Pisces girl, woohoo, happy birthday and happy birth month. And if you're a Pisces rising sign or a Pisces moon sign, the sun sign is the theme. It's your basic ego self. And the rising sign is who you are ascending to become on this earth. And if you happen to be the same sun and rising sign, then, you read your astrology horoscope twice and say, okay, I'm pretty much in line with who I am and who I want to be. Now I just got to get to it. And the moon sign represents, and the rising sign is who people see. That's the mask you wear. I forget the astrologer who said it was your earthly mask. Oh, I forget her name right now. Anyway, so the rising sign, also known as the ascendant, is who you are ascending to become, but it's who people see. It's what happens in astrology every day. Health, wealth, passion, purpose. That is based on the ascendant. And then the moon sign is your emotional, intuitive self. Also deals with connection to feminine and mother or child or women and children. So and I don't have the application in this computer any longer that can move this chart in time. So we just have to pretend that the moon is now in Virgo in a few days and it's opposing the sun and then eventually Saturn. So when you feel that tug in you, and what it does is it represents the part of you who is wondering, am I too feminine, too masculine? Do I need to be more balanced? Am I going to extremes? Am I thinking too much? Am I feeling too much? Am I not feeling enough and being too much in my head? Am I too neutral? What's the deal? And then when the moon in Virgo opposes Saturn in Pisces, it represents the part of us collectively and individually that doesn't know who's in charge. Who's in charge? Are you the boss of me? I don't know if I like that. Or, oh my gosh, they know so much. I think they're the boss. And then we bounce back and forth between the two. But the happy medium really is knowing that you are the boss of you, but you can always ask for help to get to the shadow side. And the shadow side is the part of us that is in the dark. It's not evil. It's not, in negative karma. Okay, please stop that thinking. It's just the part that's not awake. So when you wake up to something that you didn't know, suddenly you're saying, oh, wait, someone just called me out. I feel defensive. Oh, moon. Yeah, moon having to be perfect, need to criticize in Virgo. The moon's not doing it, but we do feel things more because the sun and the moon are integral to our, without the sun, we'd freeze. Yes. If we lost a planet in our constellation, in our galaxy, in our solar system, if we lost a planet, if something happened, there was a collision with an asteroid and Jupiter got wiped out, oh, we would feel that. Oh, definitely. But it isn't the planet that is doing something to you or dictating your choices. You are. And so full moons are sometimes a way to wake up emotionally, to say, how do I really feel about that? And not deny the part of you that just isn't grown. This full moons help us to grow. My husband said something to me the other day. He was going from the kitchen to his office. He had a meeting, and I had just started talking about something. I was kind of wistful, looking out the window, and I said something, and he was like, well, you said that would blah, 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 blah. All right, I got to go. And he left the room. And then he came back after his meeting, and he goes, I felt the energy drop when I said that. Did you have a reaction? Are you angry with me? And I was like, no, I'm not angry with you. And he insisted that I was angry with him. And I said, no, you felt the energy drop because you were very quick to react instead of respond to what I was saying. And I had a moment, I paused in a moment and said, I could go backwards in time, 20 years, 10 years, and get defensive and feel hurt and wounded that you dismissed me. But then I realized you had a meeting. So I'm really good. I'm okay. I'm a big girl. I could take care of myself. And so he was like, really? And I go, yeah, really. So that's the moment that I captured that was frozen in time between extremes. Now I want you to do the same thing when this starts to happen. And it'll happen every day of your life while you're on the planet Earth. Hello, citizens of Earth. So does that make sense? Because I have to move this in order to see you. So we have a Pisces sun, Sag, rising, and moon. Woohoo! And tell me who else is here and what your sun sign is, and if you know your rising sign. So I want you to be really aware that this particular full moon is going to bring up your persnickety little, oh God, I'm taking that back to the store. I don't care if I have to drive 17 miles to get back my $1.50. They should have not put that on the shelf. It's rotted underneath. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you not look while you were shopping? That's okay. No judgment. No criticism. Just like, oh, you know what? It's okay. I'll look next time. I'll be more present next time. I'll be more aware next time. Yeah? Does that make sense? Oh, I feel like pulling a card now. So why don't I? Why just don't I? I will. So think about those times when you want to, now, if you're an entrepreneur, they don't, okay. I love heavier cardstock, but sometimes it's like trying to shuffle cardboard. But I don't want them flimsy. So I'm not criticizing. I'm actually, my thumbs are strong. I can do this. I'm grateful for heavier cardstock. I appreciate heavier cardstock. Let's look at what you appreciate more than what you want to criticize. And if you get that feeling like you want to take a, I have to say this, and I know this is mostly women listening to me. And if a guy's listening and you're open to it and you're not embarrassed, okay. But when I used to, menstruate, I would have these moments of, I'm going to take a toothbrush and I'm going to clean the back of that sink like nobody's business. I would just go at it. And I would have those moments of, I have to clean something. I have to organize the spice rack in, numerical, alphabetical size, shake up by herb, by their properties. And so the Virgo full moon can actually feel the same for some people. So I have a big box always, and I look, what can I put in it and donate right now? And it's sitting by the front door. And my husband said, are we done? And I go, nope, we're not finished. After this weekend, we will be finished. So please don't touch it. And please don't move anything, because I have stuff out on the table that I am going to be donating. And I want to organize it properly. So if you feel the need to organize something, great, go do it. Let other people know what you're doing so that you don't get persnickety, so that they know to, stay out of your way. Yes, but also to contribute. And you can say, like I said to my husband, do you have anything you want to donate? I mean, every 3 months we donate stuff. So we don't go through a lot of stuff. We don't have a lot of stuff except pictures and crystals and plants. But on the occasion I go, you know what? I just found this in the back of the closet. I don't use this anymore. How about we donate it? Okay. Our 20-year-old Mr. Coffee machine. And I like to donate things before they break so that people can get another use out of them, right? So we have this card is a time for healing. So what do you need to heal? This is a crescent moon, but I think that healing is in every moment that you're present, right? Why not? But sometimes it's you want to have fun. You want to be with people. You want to be alone. You just honor your feelings, especially during a full moon. And if you have been holding something and it's building up steam, when I look at this and I say, okay, when the moon's about to be opposed Saturn and the sun, which are conjunct, meaning within 8 degrees, Saturn and the sun, it's like authority. Who's in charge? Because I have a bone to pick. Now, if you're already in that place and you've been building it up and holding it together, and then you feel like this is it, I have reached saturation, DEFCON 4, and you look at your whatever, your spouse, your friends, your lovers, your kids, your neighbors, the local supermarket, the insurance company, whatever. You're looking at them and going, I'm going to unload it all on you. Let's not do that. Let's see if we can refrain from explosions. There are enough explosions in this world right now. Let's have a moment of, I'd like to be someone's opportunity and not teach them something that they should have known before, right? So, but I would say the best and the highest use of a full moon in Virgo is organizing. It's really clear the clutter. And people go, oh yeah. And they talk about, oh yeah, I've got so much clutter in those drawers, and I've got lipsticks from 1968 and I can't do those earrings I don't wear anymore. And okay. So then it becomes a story. Virgo is guided by Mercury. Mercury is all about perception and beliefs and then communication. So writing, talking, we could get lost in it. We could get lost in, there's a healing method for that. I know a lot of Virgo mixed people, sun or rising or moon, and they're always either in a healing process of some sort, or they're trying out new things with their clients and patients, or they are reading up on the latest discoveries of healing. And, you go on Instagram and all you have to do is start talking into your microphone on your phone and click on something that interests you, like this new salt technique, this new banana technique, this new ice hack, and then it's recorded and the algorithm brings you more of the same. People call it manifesting, but on the phone, it's not so much manifesting unless you feel it in your heart. And it's not another process. Oh, let's do another process. Let's find another process. Yeah, that diet didn't work. Let's do another diet. Here's another diet. Here's another diet. And I'm speaking to you having been a chronic dieter. But now I've got my gut biome together. I know what healing looks like for me. I know when I am out of alignment. And I want you to know that too. When you feel something. And yesterday I woke up, I was so happy. And then suddenly things just started to slide into heavy. It just surprised me. And I thought, okay, I must be falling asleep while I'm doing whatever I'm doing. I had to cook something and I was so happy doing that. And then I had to organize something. And then and then I went online because I got a notification that in order to do this thing for my taxes first with the insurance company, I had to fill out this form. And at first I got so annoyed and frustrated. I have 6 tabs open. Click on this link in order to fill out this form. You click on the link and it's a PDF to show you how to click on the next link. Okay. So I click on that link. I'm following procedure because they are the boss. They know what they're doing, right? And I click and then I've got 6 tabs open. Why not just give me the frickin' link to click on so I can fill out the form? And I thought I'm insane right now. And it took that little moment of heavy, and it was about to be a car on fire, an explosion. And I thought, no, I am not going to allow this email, this link clicking that gets me nowhere, except who's running the circus? Yeah, not my circus, not my monkeys, Polish saying that I love. So I want you to realize that, the full moon energy, it happens when a person, again, the day before, the day of, the day after, but there's always a 28-day cycle. So you go through release, repair, healing, building up the energy. That's part of it. I like to plant by moon cycles. And I know someone who is green fingers, green everything, makes everything grow. And I saw her once and she had this little stick of a plant and she said, I can't do anything with it. It won't grow. You have happy energy. And she's a Virgo, and she gave me the plant. And I was like, okay. I used to go cactus, not on purpose. But it's like I help people, but plants were not my thing. But over the years, I've come to realize that I'm just intuitive about it instead of, or using moon cycles. So anyway, I took the little thing that she gave me and I looked around my house and I saw this other plant and it was just hanging out. And I was like, you're lonely, aren't you? You want a companion, don't you? That's how it felt. So I put the two together. And within a month, they both started to grow. And I said this to my friend and she said, interesting, because they have different watering patterns. And I was like, you would know, not me. I just water when I remember. But I planted in a Scorpio phase, Scorpio moon. So it was like deep and profound. And I put them both, and then I rooted one and I cut one and it's already growing and flowering. And I gave her, a baby from the plant 2 months later. And she's like, okay, wow. Okay, good. So you don't want to doubt. You can do your research, read up, be informed. No, but ultimately your heart needs to know. And now I'm going to pull a card. Does that make sense? Is this helping? I hope so. And remember to share, like, subscribe, please. Thank you. Get the word out. All right. During this Virgo moon phase, we're going to look at, and one more thing. Yes. When the moon, I want to start seeing the fifth dimension. When the moon is in the seventh house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, okay. When the moon in Virgo then opposes Neptune, there's going to be some of your illusions that come up, and or you're going to see that your hard work is paying off. Even though this says new moon in Capricorn, which it is not, when you've been working very hard at healing something, at releasing something, at not being critical, not bouncing between, I've got to be perfect. It's got to be perfect. There is your version. Your version. You have a best friend. They say, my favorite color is green. I go, my too. No, it's not the same color. It'll never be the same color, especially if your eye color is different. Okay, that's a whole other topic. But you have this ability to heal. And if you're healing in a way that you are not intoxicated, or you're not drunk on a new shiny penny, like, oh, I want to do that. I want to do that. And you keep turning your head to something else, but you're never really giving things a chance, people a chance, your own ideology. Whoever you attract to you is there because of you. That's the bottom line. It has nothing to do with perfection. We don't want to criticize people because you're criticizing the part of you that attracted them to you in the first place. Drop the cards, drop the mic. So, but on the higher version, if you have been looking to heal something in your world, to create something, because the Neptune in Pisces, a very creative time. It's very spiritual. If you've been working with your team in spirit and connecting to different dimensions of reality, to multi-dimensional spirits who work through film, video, music. I hear Lisa Gerard. I hear Anders Holtz. I hear Diana Arkenstone. And I just move into this place of profound gratitude. And you can find them on YouTube. So if you're doing that, then just realize that hard work is paying off and you'll be validated. You'll have that dream come true, literally. You will have that, feeling like, oh, I've been working on increasing my intuition and suddenly I have a dream, or suddenly the phone is ringing and I know who it is, or I know not to answer it, or I know. And it's not this arrogant, hey, did you see? I knew, because I know. No, it's more like an inner knowing, a validation to say, we're listening, we are supporting you. Your higher inner being is here because you are pure conscious love. That's what you are. You're pure conscious love. So what do you want to do with that? You are divine and you're an extension of light. That's what you are. You're an extension of light. And during this full moon phase, I hope, and my wish for you, is that you are present in enough moments to realize that, and then have that synchronous moment of validation that shows you are in the matrix of your own creation. You are this divine, sentient, eternal being that can make stuff happen or not. And you don't need to do a whole lot except be present. Ta-da! Thank you for being here, folks. Please come back next week. We will have a lengthy oracle reading, and I want you to come with an issue. Come with an issue that has been, you just can't seem to get a hold of it, a hang of the pattern. You just can't seem to see it. What is it that you need resolution with? And then we're going to invite your higher inner being, your team and spirit, to come and help while I pull, one of 3 cards, and we'll do that next week. And that is the 29th, leap year. We're going to have a leap year oracle reading. That'll propel us into March. And that's what this oracle reading is for, to help guide you toward what is March going to look like? How do I want to create my month with a lunar eclipse in Libra at 5 degrees? I'm so excited. The eclipse time makes me happy because it's like that's when we fast track all our stuff. So please come and be present. Tell your friends, your family, to join us here at Astrology Mojo. And as always, I thank you for being here, and I wish you peace. And I'll see you next time.